William Morrow and HarperAudio present The Four, a novel by Ellie Keel, performed by Ell Potter.
Part 1. Chapter 1. It would have made our lives a lot easier if Marta had simply pushed Genevieve out of our bedroom window on our third day at High Realms. Certainly, it would have been tragic. The main house was 6 stories high, and our room was at the very top. Genevieve would have fallen hundreds of feet through the clear Devon air, landing on the smooth lawn, which ended just short of the sandstone wall of the east wing. She would have died instantly. But Marta didn't push her that day. Or, if you choose to believe me, at any other time. Things ultimately got pretty bad for Lloyd, Sammy, Marta and me, but already on day 3 I had an uneasy sense that we weren't going to be able to make things work at this school. My skepticism was largely based on Marta's inability to follow rules, even simple ones, which was getting all 4 of us into trouble. Marta and I had had 2 unofficial sanctions and a withdrawal of privilege already, and lessons hadn't even begun. That first Tuesday, a golden, early September day in 1999, we'd been warned about the senior patrol inspection, which would take place between games and formal supper, and I'd asked Marta to make sure she tidied up, but when I returned to our room after my first hockey practice with the Hillary First 11, I pushed open the door to find room 1A in a worse state than ever. Marta was standing on her bed, arranging books on the shelves above it. "Hiya," she said, beaming at me. "What the—" I stared at the scene. When I'd left for hockey, my bed and my half of the long desk had been fairly neat, but now Marta's possessions were strewn everywhere. Items of uniform, not all of them clean, smothered every surface, including the floor. I picked my way over to my bed and plucked Marta's trainers off the pillow. "We need to tidy up," I told her. "I am tidying." Balanced precariously on her bed, her dark hair dishevelled, Marta pointed to the shelves. "I'm putting these books in alphabetical order. I'm doing yours too." "Okay, but—" I swallowed, staring at the mess. "We've got 20 minutes before Genevieve comes. Let's clear the floor at least." Before I could continue, there was a smart rap at the door. Shit! Marta bounded off the bed and across the room, yanking the door open with misplaced enthusiasm. "Hello?" "Senior patrol inspection." As I'd feared, it was Genevieve Locke's voice. She had the room next door, 1B, and was a member of the senior patrol, High Realms' words for prefects, for Hillary House. She was also on the hockey First 11. In our first few interactions, she'd treated Marta and me with lofty derision, but I'd put 2 goals past her that afternoon, and now, as she stepped over the threshold of room 1A, I saw anger simmering in her high cheekboned face. "Oh dear," she intoned. "Am I early?" Marta and I watched as Genevieve picked her way between the twin bedsteads, across the cluttered floor towards the 2 sash windows. She'd already changed out of her hockey kit and was wearing her gown over a tartan dress and high heels. The gowns were made of black crepe, with billowing sleeves and hems that brushed the floor, making the senior patrol homogeneously intimidating. The first time I'd seen all 12 of them together, I'd found their appearance absurd, but my impression had quickly changed when I realized how much power they had. Only that morning, I'd witnessed Genevieve and the Captain General of School, Jolyon Astor, terrorizing a group of first-formers who had mistakenly attended the early breakfast sitting. "There are 1,000 fucking students here, and you think you're getting in first?" With one motion, Genevieve swept all of the objects on my side of the desk onto the floor, swung herself onto its surface, and tugged the lower half of the window up to above her head. She crossed one slim leg over the other, leaned nonchalantly against the wall, and lit a cigarette with an ornate silver lighter. "So," she said, exhaling sharply out of the corner of her mouth.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?